This is... Oh my god!
Ugh. What the f? Oh! Oh! Oh!
In rural Colombia, a group of farmers gathers near a clearing after hearing frantic barking and shouting. The video shows several dogs circling something on the ground, their movements fast and erratic in the harsh daylight. As the camera steadies, the figure suddenly rises, thin and pale against the dirt. A gunshot follows, and the body drops instantly. The group approaches with visible fear, surrounding a motionless shape that appears almost human, with smooth, pale skin and unnaturally thin limbs.
¿Qué es eso? ¡Ah! ¡Está muerto! ¡Está muerto! ¿Qué es eso? Mira, mira. ¡Saca el perro de aquí! ¡Saca el perro de aquí! ¡Está muerto! ¡Mira, Dios! ¡Está muerto! ¡Mira que sabe aquí! ¡Eso!
Some suggest it may have been a badly injured person or an animal distorted by stress and lighting, while others find its proportions hard to explain. In the end, the question remains, was this a tragic misunderstanding, or something far more unsettling left behind in that field? The footage comes from a trail camera set up in a remote part of Queensland, Australia. At first, nothing seems unusual as the forest sits quietly in frame. That changes when a deer suddenly runs past the camera. As it does, a dark shape becomes visible in the upper right corner, moving in a way that draws attention. The silhouette appears large, almost cow-like, yet animals of that kind aren't known to roam this area. Even more unsettling is how the figure seems to move after the deer, behavior that feels out of place. Some believe it could be a shadow or visual distortion, while others think it may be an unidentified animal. If it wasn't a trick of the camera, then what was watching from the trees? Imagine walking through your yard when something near an old building suddenly feels off. Dust shifts beneath the structure, as if something is moving just out of sight, and a strange stillness in the air makes you pause.
Isso! Olha, pessoal! Parece um cavalinho bem pequenininho! Aqui dentro da minha granja! Onde estão meus frangos, minhas galinhas? Eles estão correndo!
Moments later, a small creature, about the size of a small dog, emerges from underneath and runs across the yard. Its body resembles a tiny horse, but slimmer and shorter, moving with calm, deliberate steps that look almost too natural. Watching from a distance only deepens the confusion, as the animal doesn't match anything familiar. Some believe it could be a rare or malformed animal, while others question whether it's something entirely undocumented. If it wasn't a known species, then what exactly crossed that yard, and how many others go unseen? On April 17th, 2021, a man walking along a beach in Florida came across a strange corpse washed up on the shore. At first, he assumed it was a fish or possibly a seal, but that explanation quickly fell apart as he moved closer.
But like underneath it, through the base of
The remains showed unusual double flippers, and even more unsettling was the upper body, which appeared elongated and almost humanoid in structure, reminding some viewers of a mermaid-like skeleton. The body had clearly been there for some time, with heavy decomposition obscuring key details. While some suggested it could be a manatee, a seal, or even part of a whale such as baleen, none of these explanations fully matched what was visible.
It looks like feathers.
With its strange texture and unrecognizable form, the biggest mystery remains what this creature truly looked like when it was alive. and whether it was something ordinary made strange by decay, or something never meant to wash ashore at all. Some tourists standing on a distant ridge in Taiwan begin filming a lone shape moving along Mount Ximen. From that range, the figure appears far too large to be a person, holding their attention as it shifts slowly in the bright light near the peak.
Personas se posicionan sobre el pico del monte Ximen de Taiwán. Recientemente, las personas en la cima de esta montaña están siendo captadas a gran distancia y parecen tener un tamaño considerable.
As they zoom in and try to steady the footage, the single silhouette seems to separate into two distinct shapes, standing apart from each other. The extreme distance, estimated at over 2 kilometers, keeps the details frustratingly unclear, leaving viewers unsure of what they're actually seeing.
Este suceso llamó la atención de varios turistas, que se mantienen observando a estos supuestos gigantes a una distancia de al menos 2 kilómetros.
Some believe the effect could be caused by perspective, shadows, or terrain features blending together, while others aren't convinced it's that simple. When shapes appear to change on remote mountain slopes, it raises an unsettling question. Was this just a visual illusion, or something unusual moving where few people ever look? The video opens calmly as a family spends a quiet afternoon exploring a friend's garden. A father films his children as they walk through the grass near a line of trees, talking casually and stopping to look at fruit hanging from a branch. One child suddenly points upward, drawing attention to something perched above them.
Yeah. Really wet now. This is because it
Oi.
rained last night. This
Break it.
is an apple tree.
Oh, wow.
Big apples. Very big apples.
They're still on it.
There's a
They
few,
all
there's
fallen.
some there, and but most of them are on the floor and have got
Oh,
massive
yeah.
holes in them. What's that? Yeah.
On the branch sits a small, thin figure, completely still, with what appear to be faint wings pressed close to its body. Unsure of what he's seeing, the father steps closer with the camera. Without warning, the figure suddenly launches off the branch and flies straight toward the lens, startling everyone nearby before vanishing from view.
What's what?
There.
There, look. Right up there. Insect or something.
Is that an insect? Let's have a look. What's that? What is it?
I don't know. I don't know. Oh my god.
Ugh.
Some viewers believe it was nothing more than an unusual insect caught at the perfect angle, while others argue its shape and movement seemed oddly human-like. If it was just a bug, why did it look so different? And if it wasn't, then what exactly flew out of that tree? Imagine reviewing your home CCTV footage late at night in Mexico. The yard appears completely still, with nothing unusual at first. Then, two dark humanoid figures slowly enter the frame, each moving separately across the property. Their movements are calm and deliberate, limbs bending and stretching in ways that resemble careful exploration rather than haste.
Tradición de América Latina, la brujería y los nahuales son elementos que forman parte de la oscuridad de la noche.
The figures never acknowledge each other, continuing on different paths while remaining fully visible to the camera the entire time.
Estas figuras misteriosas tienen la capacidad de transformarse en animales o imitar sus movimientos de manera sobrenatural.
Some viewers connect the scene to regional folklore, suggesting it could be linked to ancient beliefs about shape-shifting entities or supernatural imitators of animals, while others argue it may be a rare optical illusion or misidentified figures distorted by low light. Still, the footage leaves an uneasy question behind. If these weren't tricks of shadow or camera error, then what was wandering through that yard, unnoticed by everyone except the lens? If you think you've seen truly terrifying footage, this clip pushes that idea further. It starts with an unsettling sound outside a window. When the camera turns outward, a humanoid figure is seen hovering above a car, slowly moving closer through the air. The scene feels unreal, like something from a horror movie. Yet the most disturbing moment comes when the figure appears to notice the person filming and turns to look back. Some believe it could be an illusion or a trick of light, but if that's the case, why did it seem so aware of being watched? While hiking through a forest, a group notices movement on a cliff ledge ahead. A tall figure stands near the edge, its outline stretched and unclear.
Si lo estás tomando, no quieres para tomarlo más de cerca.
Es una persona.
No, es algo
Sí,
muy
es una
grande.
persona. Es un niño.
They stop and watch as one person begins recording. The figure moves slowly along the ledge, calm and alert, while the group quietly debates whether it's a person or something else.
Lo estás tomando, no quieres para tomarlo más de cerca.
Es una persona.
No, es algo
Sí,
muy
es una
grande.
persona. Es un niño.
Some think distance and terrain distorted what they saw, but others aren't sure. If it wasn't human, then what was standing there, watching from the cliff? In August 2024, Richard Rossi and Kelly Tabor traveled to Lake Champlain to film Lucy and the Lake Monster, a project meant to follow a young girl's search for evidence of Champ, the legendary lake creature. At the time, the shoot felt like a routine adventure, but back in the studio, while reviewing their drone footage, they noticed something unexpected. In the lower right corner of one shot, a large shape appears swimming just behind their boat, moving steadily through the water. Neither filmmaker remembered seeing anything unusual during filming, making the discovery even more unsettling. Some suggest it could be a large fish, wake distortion, or a trick of light, while others believe it matches long-standing descriptions of Champ. If it was only a coincidence, why did it appear so clearly, and how long had it really been following them across the lake? A person notices a small shape resting between the thick branches of a tree, its form so still it nearly blends into the bark. At first it appears motionless, yet visible enough to draw attention as viewers watch in silence.
Boom! Hey, car slipping. No, don't freeze up now. Oh. It's zooming, moving. I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear nothing.
As the camera moves closer, the figure suddenly rises, its posture straight and tense. For a brief moment, a pale form stands out clearly against the trunk, before slipping into a hollow within the tree and vanishing completely.
The spot. This the spot. Nah, come back out. Look, why they be peeking like...
The opening remains empty, the tree perfectly still, as if nothing was ever there. Some suggest it could be an animal retreating into cover or a trick of shadow and depth, while others find the movement too deliberate to dismiss. If it wasn't just hiding, then what disappeared into that tree, right in front of everyone watching live? In 2016, people at a gas station in South America were going about their morning when they noticed something unusual hovering nearby. The object floated just above the ground, slowly drifting toward the station in a way that felt unnatural, almost deliberate. Rather than ignoring it, several workers gathered the courage to move closer and investigate. Approaching something already this unsettling was risky enough, but they weren't prepared for what happened next. As soon as they closed the distance, the object suddenly shot upward into the air, leaving them stunned. Some believe it may have been a rare atmospheric phenomenon or a misidentified object, while others point to its controlled movement as something harder to explain. If it wasn't just a trick of light or wind, then what exactly rose into the sky that morning? Following a pack of dogs into the forest, a group moves quietly as leaves crunch beneath their steps. The woods remain still until a subtle movement between the trees makes them stop. As they edge closer and scan the trunks, a figure becomes barely visible, blending almost perfectly with its surroundings. It stands motionless and calm, seemingly unaware it's being watched. The group freezes, trying to make sense of its shape. Some think it could be an animal or a person hidden by shadows, while others aren't so sure. If it wasn't either, then what was standing there, so perfectly concealed by the forest itself? A group of dirt bikers rides through a forest trail when one of them suddenly crashes into something unseen. As the others rush over, a bare, human-like figure appears in the distance before quickly taking off down the path. They try to follow, but it runs with surprising speed and vanishes into the tall grass. The riders search the area, calling out, but nothing reappears. Their friend is unharmed, though visibly shaken. Some think it may have been a person or animal misidentified in the moment, but others question how it disappeared so easily. If it wasn't either, then what did they encounter on that trail? In January 2012, a man uploaded footage to YouTube that he believed might show the Slender Man, taken from a channel that no longer exists. Years later, in 2015, he sat down to record a game review, unaware of anything unusual around him. As the camera rolled, movement appeared outside the window in a nearby wheat field. A tall, thin, dark figure stood there, neither approaching nor backing away. It remained completely still, silent, and fully visible in the daylight. When the footage was reviewed later, the figure was still there, faceless, motionless, and unmistakably present beyond the glass. Some suggest it could have been a person or a trick of perspective, but if that were true, why did it stand there for so long, watching without ever moving? Deep in the woods, a man sets out to search for a cryptid rumored to stalk anyone who enters its territory. The area is completely isolated, with no signs of civilization and an uneasy stillness hanging in the air. As he follows strange tracks deeper into the forest, it feels as though he's getting closer to his target. What he doesn't realize is that the roles have already reversed. Sensing something behind him, he turns around and catches sight of a dark, shadowy figure lurking between the trees. The creature appears unnatural, almost alien, watching silently as if ready to strike. Some believe fear and imagination may have filled in the gaps, but if that's true, why did it feel like something was clearly tracking his every move? A group of friends walks through a forest when strange sounds come from above.
Lo está manejando, lo está manejando.
Él es mi protector, no habré de caer. Dios es mi salvación, mi gloria. Es la roca que me fortalece.
Está rezando Junior.
Gracias a Dios, confía siempre en Él, todo día. Habla sombra de Él.
Branches shift, and they look up to see a man perched unnaturally on a tree branch. Behind him, a dark shape seems to hover as he slowly descends, staring directly at them. Frozen in fear, the group backs away and leaves the area shaken.
¡Ay! Este no es Munra. Este no es Misael. Lisa.
Some think it was a person or a trick of shadows, but others aren't so sure. If it wasn't an illusion, then what was really in those trees that night? Imagine walking through a dense forest when something unusual appears between the trees, partially hidden from view. As you move closer, a creature walks slowly through the clearing, head low and movements deliberate, seemingly unaware it's being watched. Each step is heavy yet quiet as the observer follows from a distance. Some believe it could be the hodag described in old stories, while others think it was a misidentified animal. If it was neither, then what was moving through the forest that day? After hearing strange noises from the woods near their home at night, the residents went out several times but saw nothing. They assumed it was just wildlife and brushed it off. That changed when they reviewed their footage and noticed something that didn't look like any animal they recognized, leading them to believe it could be the Jersey Devil. The next morning, they found large, unfamiliar footprints in their backyard. If it was only paranoia, then what left those tracks behind? Four friends are camping at their usual lakeside spot at night when they suddenly notice two red eyes glowing from the dark water. Panic sets in as the eyes appear to track their movement.
Okay, what squirrel would look like that, Tom?
It's an animal. Okay. We're in the woods. Go figure.
Hey, Tom, guys.
What? Oh my God!
What is that?
Oh my!
That's it. That's it. Oh my gosh! I don't know.
Oh crap! It's coming. Oh my God!
Oh my...
While rushing to the boat, they realize one friend is missing and spot him trembling on a nearby cliff, convinced something is right behind him. When he turns back, he panics and jumps into the lake, swimming frantically to safety.
Have to jump.
Oh my gosh!
Huh. Come on, Tom.
Oh, swim, man.
Swim, Tom. Swim. Swim.
Oh my God! Did you see it?
No.
Some think the eyes were just an animal distorted by darkness, while others believe the movement felt intentional. If it wasn't wildlife or light, then what was watching from the lake? While riding scooters through a forest, a group suddenly hears strange noises echoing between the trees, putting them on edge. As they slow down and scan the area, something partially hidden by foliage catches their attention.
Oh! Oh! What? Tu vois là-bas? Il y a un truc. Pardon. Tu l'as vu? Oui, j'ai vu. T'as vu ici? Là-bas?
A pale, motionless figure stands in the distance, its presence unsettling and hard to define. They try to get closer for a clearer look, but the figure never moves, remaining eerily still before slipping out of view.
Je sais pas. Il y a un truc blanc là-bas. Il s'est arrêté. Oh, putain.
Some believe it could have been a person or a natural object distorted by distance and light. But if it wasn't either, then what was standing silently in the forest, watching as they passed by? After hearing strange noises outside her home at night, a woman stepped into her yard to find everything torn apart. When the same damage happened 3 nights in a row, she decided to investigate.
I gotta get this out.
As her dog barked and neighbors gathered to see what was happening, whatever had been destroying the yard was nowhere in sight.
Thought I heard those noises again.
I heard them last night.
After searching the area and finding nothing, everyone returned home, assuming it was over. Later, when the footage was slowed down, something unsettling appeared. But if nothing was there, then what kept coming back night after night? While most people view Bigfoot as a physical animal, a smaller group believes it may be something supernatural. Ohio photographer Angie Segmeyer is often cited in this theory, having documented alleged Sasquatch activity on her property since 2008. Though she only shares a few select clips. One of the strangest was recorded on January 15, 2016, when she filmed behind herself while walking outside and appeared to capture something moving at extreme speed. Similar footage surfaced again in October 2022, when California Dream 1382 uploaded a TikTok claiming her boss's daughter accidentally filmed a creature leaping from a tree while using Snapchat. Supporters argue these clips show unnatural speed and movement beyond known animals, while skeptics point to camera blur, perspective, or wildlife reacting suddenly. But if these explanations don't fully fit, then what keeps appearing for only a split second? And why does it vanish before it can ever be clearly seen? In 2020, a man went live on social media claiming a strange creature had appeared in his backyard and promising proof. As he stepped outside to show where it happened, the figure suddenly passed through the frame again, moving too fast to notice at first. When viewers slowed the footage down, an odd shape became visible. Some say it was smoke, blur, or a bird, while others argue the movement doesn't quite fit. If it wasn't an illusion, then what really crossed his yard that night? National parks can be unsettling at night, but this encounter in Australia felt different.
We got hearing weird noises in the forest.
While walking a dark trail, a man heard strange noises from a tree and turned to see two glowing eyes staring back.
What the what the what?
Some say it was an animal. Others believe it resembled a crawler. If it wasn't wildlife, then what was watching from the forest? Some believe one of the strongest Sasquatch sightings came from an ordinary couple. On August 8, 2013, Bill and Wendy were hiking near Port Renfrew, Canada, when they spotted a large, hairy figure about 100 feet away. Bill first thought it was a bear, but its head shape seemed unusual. Some say it was a misidentified animal, others disagree. If it wasn't a bear, then what did they see in the forest before it vanished? After spotting a strange figure near his home, a man decides to confront it, walking toward the shape in the dark to capture footage.
Keep walking towards it. Might actually get to capture.
As he gets closer, the figure appears pale and humanoid, with eyes that seem to glow, moving unlike any animal or person.
Son of a bitch.
Some say it was fear or shadows, while others believe it matched descriptions of a crawler. If it wasn't imagination, then what did he approach that night? That's all for tonight's video. Which encounter gave you chills? Let us know in the comments below. Got your own experience? We want to hear it. And whatever you do, don't miss what's coming next.